Hello, peace and love, people, peace and love. How is everyone doing? Sorry I didn't come on Tuesday, but I am here now with a quick spilling the tea update. For all of you who may not know, Shirley Strawberry is in a mess. Miss Shirley Strawberry is in a mess, man. I mean, her husband has been locked up and accused of sexual misconduct, if I'm not mistaken, with his children or some form of uh, abuse with his children, check fraud, and a whole lot of more things, which I will do on another show. But this show right here is just to spill the tea. Shirley said a couple of things she shouldn't have said, and was in fear for her job. So she has to have a whole discussion with Steve. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share that conversation with you guys. And then after the conversation, we can talk about what's really happening with Miss Shirley. And I like Shirley, so I hate to see all this happening to her. I really do. I really hate to see all this happening. So I'm going to share this, guys, and then we'll talk. I have the
It's one thing.
up. I have the fair use up at the bottom of the screen. We are using this for, of course, education and criticism and so forth. Let's go.
I've dealt with this for years, but when it's not gossip and it comes from a reliable source, then it turns into something different. And so, we all of this trending stuff and all this here. And so after some deliberation, we got together. Now, here's the deal about this strawberry letter. I have no idea what Shirley's going to say. I told Shirley that it was up to her how she wanted to address it. I did go along with this as an idea. I'm not saying I didn't do that, because we talked about it as a radio family and decided this may be the best way. Because it's no longer rumor. It's not gossip or anything. This is something that's really touching us all right now. And so, this is a strawberry letter. And I was, being sarcastic when I did the tease last week. The strawberry letter is, I didn't know, the subject was, I didn't know I was going to be my own letter. And which is true. Now, oftentimes I joke about it, because some of these letters sound like I was in it, but this one is. Mm-hmm. And so today, the way I'm going to do it, Shirley, I'm going to just let you talk.
Okay.
I think for me, I think it's up to you to be as honest or revealing as you choose to be. Mm-hmm. We can talk about as much of it as you like, but I think it's an opportunity for you to say what you want to say. And share your feelings on it, and then we'll have an exchange about it.
Now, I'm just stopping right here to say this. All of this against her husband is allegedly. He has not been charged yet with anything. And I'm going to do a show on that. But I just wanted to I thought this was important to get out there first for Shirley and what she is going through. And also to let you guys know that, hey, just because people are on TV and wealthy doesn't mean that, they're happy. They go through things too. So let's finish listening and see what Shirley has to say to Steve and the rest of the family.
Okay. All right, Steve, I'm going to just start by saying that my estranged husband is in jail.
And that's her husband.
He's been in jail for over a year, since about right after the 4th of July of 2022. And recently, some phone calls from last year between he and I were leaked. And on those calls, you hear me saying you were winded going up the stairs at your home. And Marjorie looks at us as the help. And right here and now, Um, I want to apologize to you and Marjorie for what I said. As much as I wish I could, I can't take it back. I can't. I said it.
Now, how many of you guys have heard stories about Marjorie? I don't know Marjorie personally, so I can't say, but I haven't heard a whole lot of good stories about Marjorie as far as people in their personal circle. And for Shirley to say this on a private conversation is really how she feels, even though she took it back and apologized, of course, because her boss has heard what she said. But I haven't heard a lot of good stuff about Marjorie, but I mean, I don't have to live with her. But so Shirley apologized, but what do y'all think about that apology? I mean, she said it in privacy. That probably means she meant it.
And I want to apologize. It was definitely not me trying to add to what you and Marjorie already have going on in your lives right now. But the fact that these tapes were released, it does seem like everyone is coming for you, I should say, at this time, including me. But in reality, the tapes have nothing to do with what you and Marjorie have going on. It was just me running my mouth in a private conversation, or what I thought was a private conversation. And again, I apologize. I feel terrible. I make no excuses. I said what I said, and there's no denying it. There's no taking it back. Back then, when the phone calls happened, I was trying to stand by my man, be supportive wife. I've been married to this man for 8 years. I had no this was going on with him. I had no idea. And the charges that he's facing are horrific. They are really bad. I for sure did not want your name mentioned in any kind of way associated with my mess. So I had to call you. I had to tell you it was a hard call for me to make. But I called you. And I want to clear something up, Steve. You did not introduce me to him. I met him through a friend. I should say an ex-friend now. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I had to tell you, he was in jail. It was going to come out. I didn't want you to hear it from anyone else. I wanted you to hear it from me, because I knew once the police and everyone, got involved, and they were already involved, and they found out who his wife was and who she worked with and all of that, and that's you, Steve Harvey, it would become, a real big story, because it's your name. And like I told you, Steve, when I called you, I didn't want to call you. I mean, I was embarrassed. I was hurt. I felt so stupid, and, I felt betrayed, humiliated. It was just terrible. I mean, I kept saying to myself, how is this my life? Police and jail and all of this. It was just something that I didn't, I'd never experienced anything like this.
Now, see, guys, this is what I'm saying. You never know what is going on in a person's life. Shirley Strawberry, I wish I had her voice. Oh my goodness. If I had her voice, I would most definitely be on radio. I love her voice. Beautiful lady. But you never know what people are going through. Like she said, she never thought this would be a part of her life. And we all at some point may experience this. It's just how we deal with it. So let's finish seeing how she deal with it.
The police came, they took my car. I was at the salon getting my hair done. They rolled up, took my car. I had to have my stylist take me home. I had to move in with friends. I lost my house. I lost everything.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and I have to tell you this too. Like on the day, July 4th, we were having dinner with friends, and we were going to watch the fireworks after that. And so the fireworks didn't happen that night because it was like a terrible, terrible storm. So the fireworks got canceled. And when I look back, I see now that was kind of a metaphor for what was about to happen in my life. The thunderstorms were coming. They were coming. The next day was the last time I saw him. He was arrested the very, very next day. I didn't even know he was arrested. I couldn't get in touch with him later that day. Well, I'll tell you the rest later, how I got the phone call from jail and all of that. But we'll be back at 23 minutes after the hour with this live Strawberry Letter.
Hey, we're back, everybody. And our Strawberry Letter this morning, as you can see, is a very, very real letter. I'm not going to interrupt it at this point. Shirley was going over some of the key points about how she discovered the actions of her husband, the date that she discovered it. She's apologized for the things that were said about myself and Marjorie in the letter. I'm not responding right now. I'm allowing her to tell her story. I think it's important that a person tells their side of it because, like I said earlier, this is no longer hearsay. This is not gossip or rumor. This is real life. So,
all right. So right here, this is really important, guys. You know, a lot of times we get into relationships and we, you know, number one, you'll never really know a person fully. Um, People can always hide things from you. Sometimes the longer you're with them, of course, more comes out. But however, a person can really hide themselves. But if a person has a real problem, if you give some time, it'll come out. And it's so sad that here it is. She's a successful, beautiful woman, and she married a very attractive, seemingly intelligent man that has turned out allegedly to be a monster and has really almost destroyed her life. So you have to be careful on who you choose to put in your circle. That's men and women. We got to get out of this thing of, you know, they're attractive and so I want to be with them. It's so much more involved when you're talking about entangling your life with someone. So let's finish listening what Shirley has to say.
Shirley, you can continue.
All right. So I was telling you how I found out that he was in jail. I got a call from the jail and, you know, I didn't answer it because I'm like, who would be calling me from jail? I looked at my phone like, jail? Where'd this call? You know, it just didn't compute. So I just ignored it. But he got word to me through one of his friends. They texted me that he was at Fulton County Jail. So the next time he called, I picked up, and that was him that I called earlier from jail. And, you know, he told me what happened. I thought he would be getting out in a couple of days because that's what he told me. But of course, you know, here we are a year later, those days turned into weeks, the weeks turned into months. And like I said, I don't, this is just on and on. Every day is just something. And my life has just been a nightmare ever since. And it's still going on, Steve. I mean, I had no idea that those tapes would be released to the world. You know, I knew that they were being recorded, but I didn't know that they were going to go out to the world. I mean, I was just trying to make conversation with him, trying to, you know, just get him to think about something other than where he was. You know, I was telling him about my day, this particular day, and that was the day we were talking about, you know, on the phone when I said those things about you and the things that you heard and the world heard. And cut to today, I haven't spoken to him in quite some time. Divorce proceedings are underway. And Steve, at this point, all I could say is what I have is my faith. If it was
Okay, let me just say this, guys. She's gotten in trouble because she said something on a private conversation, and the tapes got leaked. We have to realize that in this day and age, everything you say, everything you do probably is being recorded somewhere. So be mindful what you say on your phone to people, especially what you text, because people, you have to excuse the noise. My alarm man is here. But y'all have to be careful about what you say and what you text to people. So many times on these YouTube streets, people use that stuff against you. So don't speak out of emotions and say the wrong things. Be careful where you are and what you say because it can come back and bite you. And that's what happened with Shirley.
Wasn't for God, I probably would have, you know, lost my mind or something in this instance. You know, people don't see what happens when these mics go off. Who wants their personal stuff, their private conversations to go out to public? No one wants that. I mean, what could I say to you after this, happened? I was devastated. I mean, absolutely devastated. I mean, I thought of everything, I could lose my job. How could I face you? Everything, what I'm going through is what I'm going through, and I've been going through it for over a year. I just haven't spoken about it. Then on top of all that, these tapes come out and I'm talking about you and Marjorie, and you guys are going through your own private hell right now. You didn't need me to contribute to anything, and I thought back, because I knew I had to say something, speak on. You created this term years ago in Los Angeles called reality radio. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is about as real as it gets,
Sure.
And the reason I'm here before you now, I wanted to say it live on the radio, is because your name is in it. We've been friends for a long time, Steve, and these jail calls were made public, and I wanted to give you and Marjorie a public apology and to ask for your forgiveness publicly. I just wanted to have a real moment with you. And, I have to tell you, I've been coming to work every day because, it's my only safe haven right now. It gave me a place where I could still be myself and forget my troubles for a little while, and just, do my job. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you, of course, Steve, Tommy, Junior, and of course my girl Carla, for the space and the grace that you guys have shown me. This is a very difficult time in my life, is if you can imagine. I love you guys. We're family, and I thank you. And I just want to thank everyone. I'm just trying to live. I'm sorry for what you and your wife are going through right now in your life. And I hate your names were dragged into my drama because you certainly don't deserve it. That's it.
Well, Shirley, let me say this. First of all, what's happening to me and Marjorie, I'm going to address that. But let me say this, though. The devil is busy. The devil is busy. And the devil don't come for those he got. He sends those that he has. So now, with all that's going on around us right now, what I do understand, though, see, this jailhouse conversation you had was last year in October 2022. But the devil know how to pile on at the right time. So this tape that was made in October 2022 gets released right on the heels of all of this to just pile on some more. And I guess you say, it was recorded because, when everybody get that phone call, who ain't had that phone call? Fulton County, we please know yourself phone call. This phone call is being recorded. We come back, we'll address some more of it. This strawberry letter look like it's about to be the 9 o'clock hour. So we'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
Ooh, wait. Now you see what I'm talking about, guys. See, you never, ever know, you know, when someone is listening in on your conversations, when people are recording you, just like when you make phone calls to people a lot of times record those phone call conversations and then they come back and bite you in the behind. Shirley Strawberry is going through a lot right now. She married a man who she did not truly know, and he has tore her life apart. We have to be mindful, guys, of who we get, especially if you are a successful person. You have to be mindful about who you connect with. That's why the Bible says you should be equally yoked with someone. And for me, if I was that successful, I would most definitely do background checks on people, because this happens. And then you have to realize hustlers come after people of success. So that's why a lot of times, we have a conversation about if you would marry someone who didn't have what you had. And the problem with that is not to say that person's not a good person, But a problem sometimes is that that is a way that hustlers can get in. Um, and you have to be mindful of where that person is and what is going on in their life before you entertain putting them in your life. Of course, rich people and wealthy people can uh, put you in a bad situation too. Um, However, we just have to be mindful, guys, is what I'm saying about who we entangle in our lives. And my advice to anyone nowadays is to get a background check on that person. Have them do one on you. Make sure you have do a credit check on them. See where they are, because then you can ask the serious questions that you need to ask before you marry these people. You need to know who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with. If you have a man that can't see his children, you need to really know why he can't see his children, or a woman who doesn't have her children, why she really doesn't have her children, before you entertain putting these people in your life, because you can find yourself in a terrible, terrible situation. Um, and that's something that you don't want. So we're gonna finish listening to a little bit of this, and then we'll make a few comments, guys. And then what I'd like for y'all to do is put in the comments what you think about this and everything. Like I said, Shirley, what she said about Marjorie on private is probably what she felt. Um, Even though she apologized, not gonna understand why she apologized. Number one, her and Steve are friends, and number two, she works for Steve, and Marjorie's his wife. So he doesn't still saying, even though he seemed to accept her apology, he doesn't seem too accepting of it, if you know what I mean. So let's finish listening to what Steve has to say.
All right, y'all, we're back, and the strawberry letter has been extended because I think there's a lot that need to be said. Just to give you a brief recap, we opened up the floor for Shirley to tell her story, whatever she wanted to do. We didn't rehearse this. We didn't plan this. Shirley came out and apologized for the things that were said about myself and my wife. But I also realize, and I know the timing of all this is important, because this conversation she had with her estranged husband was in October of 2022. The tapes got released right now. So, and then when you can throw my name on anything, because you look at all these stories, my name headlines the stuff. And so Shirley, when it came out, she called right away, apologized and everything. And so I understand that. And Shirley didn't want her mess to become our mess. Let me say this to you, Shirley. We have known about this right after it happened. Right. But we can't get in nobody's marriage and just go, girl, what you doing? What you thinking? What you feeling?
We didn't want to say nothing.
Right. They didn't want to say nothing.
We didn't want to talk about it.
We didn't want to talk about it, and we wanted to create for you a space where you could come to work and have some moments, because I know what it's like.
And you did.
To get beaten and eaten alive. And so it became, for us, let's just be there for her. And when you want to tell us, you will tell us.
Yeah.
When you're ready. Now, good thing you had Monica, Mississippi Monica, who has been with you this whole ride. You did confide in her. Mm-hmm. So Monica would keep us posted. But until you wanted to invite us in, we were just left over here as a support system. And so we were just, yes.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but can I just say this? I look at you guys as my family. You know, we all are family. You know, a lot of times there was a time when we saw each other more than we saw our actual families. And, you know, it was just so hard for me I'm a private person, you know, but we all have our stuff. We talk afterwards. We're friends. We're all that. It was just hard for me to bring this particular thing up. I was just so embarrassed, you know, and humiliated. And I just felt like a fool. I felt so stupid. And, you know, I couldn't. It's not that I didn't want to talk about it. I just couldn't find the words. And that's the honest to God's truth. I just couldn't come to you guys. You know, if you had come to me, I would have opened up, but you know, I understand, but I couldn't. It was too much. It was just too much for me at that time, you know?
Okay. Shirley, we get it. Hang on. This strawberry letter has been extended. This is important, y'all. We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this. And we said we're not going to address it. I'm tired of it. And so when this came out, this how the devil worked. I'm going to pile it on. I'm going to go get somebody that worked for me. Because one more time, God don't come. The devil don't come for those he got. He sends the ones he has. So now I'm going to get me a government employee that needs some money, that work at Fulton County. I'm going to get a hold of him. I'm going to release these tapes. I'm going to get him to need a little bit of money. I'm going to give it to this female blogger, and she going to get a little bit of money. And now I'm going to soak them. But the timing of it was ugly because of everything else that's going on right now. And it made it look like Shirley was piling on. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't her intent, but it happened. Like I say, I understand. The part I'm coming with now is because it's been so ugly for my wife, man. And see, this is what I've never done before. It's been so ugly for my wife. And I've stood there trying not to say nothing, but I'm not a blog. Me, Shirley, Carla, Tommy, Mississippi Jr., we ain't a blog. We're a real media platform. And I don't know if you all know what it's like to wake up every morning that we get up and our job and mission is to brighten your day. And it don't matter how dark our day is. We got the job to be the morning show. And we got to put on the show. And Tommy come in here with Junior coming here off a crisis with sickle cell. Tommy come in here with bad news. Tommy get hit with cancer. Shirley going through her life right here. Carla got a whole family over here. Everybody got crosses to bear. But we got to come in here anyway, and we got to be the morning show. In spite of what's happening in our life, when it ain't funny or fun or inspirational or motivational or informative at all, we just in here trying to make it. So I get it. So what I'm about to do now is clear up a few things. And the comment that came out, it was untimely. But that's why we don't have people in our house. That's why that's why a whole lot of stuff we don't do. But when I come back, we'll be back. And my fat wheezing ass will straighten all this out.
Stop. I said I was sorry.
But I just want to be clear about that. I just wanted my fat wheezing ass going up these steps. I'm going to be back. I'm not going to let that
You were winded, though.
Well, you sorry all you want. Hell, that's what I heard. Because we sitting up in here and we dealing with stuff and that y'all just printing lies and rumors and the viciousness of it is what I'm finna talk about. Now, let me tell you something. Normally, we don't care nothing about your blogs and all this here, but I'm really tired of y'all, man. And you know the sad thing behind all of this? The majority of these blogs, they black people. The very people that we try to uphold and uplift the most. What all of our foundation is about saving and changing the lives of young black people. And then it's the black bloggers that's the nastiest.
Now, y'all know, right here, he's probably talking about Tasha K. Because, Tasha K did a show where she interviewed Marjorie's ex-husband. He's out of prison. He went to prison for quite a few years. And he was a big drug dealer that she married. And I think they have one child together, the daughter. I'm not sure. But Tasha K did a big interview with him, and he talked about Marjorie and he talked about Steve. So that is probably one of the ones that he's alluding to when he talk about bloggers. And you can go to Tasha K's channel and check that out.
Yes, when it comes to all of us. And that's the part I want to get at, and then I'm gonna let it go. Because after today, ain't no more. After today, there will be no more. So when we come back, We'll be more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. I'm so sick of this strawberry letter. We'll be right back. This woman got in the hole and built this with me. She didn't steal nothing. And I'm tired of y'all talking about my girl. Because my girl is one of the best women I've ever met. And why you black ass people out there got these blogs like you just gonna destroy somebody, I don't really know what that's about. But don't worry about it because it ain't working. Because all we are now, we are a tighter two-handed circle. Thank you for doing that. And you're not going to split us up. And we're not going nowhere. And she is none of what you said she is. And she the best chick I know. Now, I'm defending her. And you can feel how you want to feel about that. That's the God in me. But now let me give you one piece of Steve Harvey. If I see your ass.
We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
All right. So here they go. They after that they pretty much that was it. But what did I do with it? But first of all, I want to give shout out. I got this clip from Chronicle Speaks. She does a lot of great work on her channel, so check her out. She's got a nice platform, so check her out. That's why I pulled this clip from. But guys, I just want to say that one reason I put this up is just not for gossip. It is to show you that anybody can go through. Anybody can be in a valley, and we all face those things. So don't ever look at someone else and think, "Ooh, I wish I had their life," because you really don't know what they're going through. And also be mindful of who you put in your inner circle. Be mindful, guys. And when you're talking about putting someone in your home, especially if you have children, please, please do a criminal background check on these people, men and women. Don't just put them around your children and jeopardize your children's safety because you're lonely. Okay. And we have to get over that, always having to have a need for someone, um, no matter what their character is. Be mindful, guys. Credit checks are very simple to get. You can go on several sites on Google and you can pull up a whole lot of information on that person. And if you can't find them, that's a red flag. But Shirley is going through some serious, serious things. He has serious charges, like she said. I don't see him seeing the light of day unless it's a miracle. Um, and of course, you heard her also say that they are going through divorce procedures. And I just can't imagine what she's going through right now. Like she said, she's humiliated, she's embarrassed, and all of that. So, and she lost everything. She lost her home. They took her car. They because it might have been some embezzlement. I'm not sure what all was involved, but it's sad. It's just really, really sad that the sister has to go through this. Now, as far as Steve Harvey and Marjorie has went through a lot of criticism for whatever reason. Like I said, go over there to Tasha K's channel. She did the interview. If you have not seen it with Marjorie's ex-husband, which is interesting. I did see it. It is interesting. But also, Marjorie, Steve Harvey's oldest children, has said things about Marjorie. And like I said, what Shirley said is what she meant. She just didn't mean anyone to hear it. So there are some flags. But hey, if Steve is happy with Marjorie, that's his wife. If they're happy and content together, that they happy and content. That doesn't mean that she has to be nice to anybody else. As long as she's nice to him, they're the two that have to live together. All their children are grown, so it is what it is. But anyway, guys, I want to bring you this little piece of tea. I'm going to come back probably in a couple of days, and I'm going to do the part, and I'm going to try to go ahead and put his charges up so you can see what this man is facing. And guys, our community is having it's on trial right now with this pedo stuff and chomo stuff. It's really on trial not right now. And all I have to say about it is, guys, look, speak out. Don't let it go, because if someone violates one person, they'll violate another person. And that is on your head. Once you know about it and you say nothing, it's on you. Once you say something, then it's not on you anymore. So say something, get it out there. Don't let these people continue to ruin our young people. Okay, guys? Hey, it's always nice talking to you guys. Like I said, I wish I had a Shirley Strawberry voice for you guys. Then I'd be coming at y'all every day with some news. But hey, I was born in the country, so what can I say? Got a country voice. Anyway, guys, please, please, um, hit that like button. Um, Please subscribe, please share. We always got interesting stuff on here, court cases, celebrity info, biblical studies, self-help. So always check us out, guys. We're growing in numbers. Thank you guys who have subscribed. And we're just going to keep on going. And probably once we get to 500, I'm going to give out a gift, and then at 1,000, I'll give out another gift. So let's just keep growing, guys. Keep sharing. Please hit the like button, guys. And if you have any questions or comments, please put it in a comment. And normally I read my comments, so I'll hit you back if you have any questions. All right, guys. Peace and love to you all. Until next time, stay safe and stay strong.